Welcome to the Milwaukee and Southeastern Model Railroad Club. The Milwaukee and Southeastern Model Railroad Club is an N-scale club that's been around since 1986. The Mnsc has a permanent home layout. We also have a portable layout. So had you gone to Trainfest, you likely would have seen this. Maybe not this fast, though. Here's the Mnsc portable layout at Trainfest last year, November 2019. The Mnsc is known for its wreck scenes on the portable layout. This one from 2019 doesn't disappoint. Here the Metra Holiday special done by Cotto stops at the depot on the Mnsc portable layout. Passing the Town Ford dealership, all the new models are on display both inside and out. The Milwaukee Road Scoot meets the Metra train at the busy town intersection. The county fair is a big deal. It includes some rides, food, and a tractor pull. The drive-in has a full parking lot as trains run behind it, and the county fair is in full swing. Always an attention getter at the Mnsc portable layout display, the train on the brain X-ray. I guess it's true. Well, that was a quick idea of the Milwaukee and Southeastern's portable layout that we use to promote the hobby of model railroading. Now a brief history of the club, and then a tour of the club's permanent layout. The Mnsc was incorporated in the state of Wisconsin in 1986, the same year that construction started in the basement of the building in Cudahy. The Mnsc had very humble beginnings in the basement of that building in Cudahy. Construction is underway, with the main yard getting worked on tonight. Bench work continued. It helped having a club member that lived in one of the apartments on the second floor of the building that housed the layout. Bench work now has track on it. Backdrops are up. Things are starting to take shape. Planning requires discussion. Mnsc members here discussing important topics, hopefully. Note that 3 of these members pictured are still members today. Unfortunately, 2 have passed away. The Mnsc has always been involved in promoting the hobby by being present at local shows, even with cheesy mustaches. Mall shows were popular along with cheesy mustaches. Dot matrix printed signs, too. Of course, Trainfest. Here's the Mnsc at Trainfest. This is in the old family living center buildings, likely taken in the 1990s. Here are some current Mnsc statistics. We currently have 30 members. The club displays at several shows during the year in the area. We have an annual summer picnic and Christmas party for members and guests. We do host a webpage at www.mnsc.org, and you can also follow us on Facebook at Milwaukee and Southeastern. Let's fast forward to 2020, a year not soon to be forgotten. Well, it looks like the guests are arriving for the tour of the layout. Welcome to the Milwaukee and Southeastern in Cudahy, Wisconsin. door is open and the layout is ready. Let's head downstairs. The end. Thank you for visiting the Milwaukee Southeastern layout. Okay, we'll show you some more of the layout. Here are some layout basics. Our layout is 48 feet by 11 feet. It's a freelance design featuring the Midwest. We use NCE DCC controls. The layout's basically a double dog bone with a center peninsula. It has a double track main line, and the layout can be run as point-to-point or as a continuous loop. Here's a drawing of the current Mnsc layout. It shows both levels of the layout. Let's get started. Pratt Yard is the main yard for incoming and departing trains. It's one of the first things you see as you enter the layout. The yard has receiving and departure tracks, and the city thrives in the background of the yard. An engine servicing facility is at Pratt Yard, and it features a turntable. On the turntable today is a visitor from the Ford City Northern Railroad. A back shop and other maintenance facilities finish out the servicing area. Cabooses stand ready for local trains. The yard office with the maintenance away vehicles makes sure everything is A-OK on the rails and in the yard. The yard tower keeps an eye on the yard movements. The Mnsc 645 is one of the original club's locomotives. It is a Trix U-boat custom painted in the Mnsc livery. UP 1943 leads a freight coming out of the yard over the double-track river bridge. 1943 is an SD70 Ace from Cotto. The train is now heading out onto the layout. Coming off the main line not far out of Pratt Yard is a busy industrial spur. It serves several industries. There's also a little bit of street running. Continuing down the industrial spur, the Mnsc has its connection to the outside world via the water. The port's a very busy place. A scrapyard is one of the major customers in the port area. A rail barge and large grain elevator are also big customers in the port. Back up on the main line, entering the town of Glenview is another special visitor. The Poogie Line's business train is stopped in Glenfield. The Poogie Line is the home road of now deceased member Ron Robleski. Continuing down the main line, Mortal Oil is another customer. Many of the industries and towns are named for current and past members of the Mnsc. The massive lift bridge controls the access to the harbor. The bridge was scratch built by Mnsc member Jerry Gunderson. After crossing the lift bridge, Northwood Industries is a newer customer on the line. Just past Northwood Industries is the sleepy town of Brent. Here the Milwaukee Road Hiawatha is rolling past the Brent Depot. UP 1943 and its freight train roll through Brent. Coal is still big business. The flood loader at the coal mine loads the hoppers quickly so they can head to the power plant. Just past the coal mine is a favorite of many modelers, Hoffa Cement. Every layout needs a Hoffa cement plant. Using the Mnsc drone, we get the aerial view of the biggest customer, Matford Paper. This complex was scratch built by Jerry Gunderson. Matford Paper even has its own switcher. The U-boat sits under cover awaiting its next assignment. During an operating session, Matford Paper will keep a crew busy the entire night. Barrsville sits near Matford Paper. It's a typical Midwestern town with a great main street. Also near Barrsville is the power plant. Here the loads from the coal mine go in and empties come out. Interesting that on the other side of the divider is the coal mine. It's kind of sneaky. Spread around the layout are these area maps. They show operators and guests where they are now on the layout. Also what tracks are named for operating sessions. Gorges must be crossed. This is how the Mnsc does it. After crossing the gorge, the town of Prairie is quickly upon us. Prairie is home to Babbitt Grain Co-op and Mnsc Feed. Mnsc Feed was named for a young member's two guinea pigs, Mortimer and Maximilian. We arrived just in time to catch the Hiawatha flying through Prairie. Hold on to your hats. So as the skytop leaves Prairie, we head further into the layout. Sitting under the town of Prairie on the layout is the hidden staging yard. The yard is the length of the one side of the layout and can hold a lot of cars. The hidden staging also features a runaround loop on the end so that trains can be turned. This yard can be avoided by a bypass switch and you stay on the upper layout. Back on the upper layout, trains pass through the farms of rural Wisconsin. The rural setting quickly gives way to the urban area of the layout, including a large cathedral and Union Station. This Union Station model is actually the Walther's HO scale Union Station with a few elements turned upside down, but seems to fit well in an N-scale layout. The West Yard Tower controls movements in and around Union Station. The station tracks are on the elevation behind. As the skytop passes Union Station, trains have passed through most of the layout scenes once already. Enjoy some more photos of the trains as they pass through the various scenes of the layout. Here the Hiawatha crosses the highway and prairie. Every railroad has some oops, even the Mnsc. Here's a few that were caught on film. Make sure to wait until it's dry before you rest a bottle on it. Make sure there's not another train on the same tracks. Too many trains, not enough tracks. It's a scattering of double stacks. The Mnsc also has special occasions. Here we have Hiawatha Night. Tonight, it's Zephyr Night. Here it's Cheese Wheel Night. This was after the National N-Scale Convention in Milwaukee in 2013. The cheese wheel on the car was the banquet car for the convention that year. Well, it's time to wrap things up. Here's some final shots of the Milwaukee and Southeastern permanent layout.